everyone watched the 77th Annual Golden Globe Awards 2020 with bated breath as Ricky Gervais took the dais for the fifth time in a decade to host the ceremony. And apparently, this would be his last time hosting the show, so obviously, he made the most of it by making every controversial jibe he could think of. Here's a rundown of every single person and association that Ricky Gervais poked fun at while he hosted the Golden Globes. For starters, his monologue was a series of jokes that induced groans and chuckles alike. Gervais called out Felicity Huffman on her college admissions scandal by saying that she made the fake license plate for the limousine he rode to the awards. He also called out the movie Cats by making a censored joke about Dame Judi Dench playing a cat and licking her unmentionables, and mocked the visual of late-night host James Corden as a fat pussy. Speaking of appearances, Gervais also made fun of Martin Scorsese's height, saying that he wouldn't be tall enough to ride a roller coaster. Even Joe Pesci was fired at when the comedian said that he looked like the Mandalorian character Baby Yoda. Calling out individuals in his speech, Gervais was shooting two birds with one stone in a joke about DiCaprio's relationship with 22-year-old Camilla Monroe and the fact that both Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and The Irishman were insanely long films. Gervais said Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere and by the end his date was too old for him. He also linked that joke to Prince Andrew and further to Jeffrey Epstein, alluding that many people in the room were friends with the convicted pedophile who allegedly committed suicide in prison. Furthering his line of comedy about people with a sketchy past, Gervais also called out companies like Apple, Amazon, and Disney and the actors that worked for them, saying that people who worked with companies that had a dodgy morality didn't deserve to make politically charged speeches while accepting their awards. He said, "If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd all call your agents," closing by saying that most of the actors in the room had spent less time in school than climate change activist Greta Thunberg. While that was just his monologue, Gervais didn't spare the room of his jibes throughout the show. He called out the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, or the HFPA, for being racist, for missing out on nominations for people of color, and for being sexist in leaving out women from the Best Director nominations. To the latter, Gervais quipped, "The HFPA has agreed to go back to the way things were when they didn't hire women directors. That will solve the problem." That joke didn't go down well with the audience and was met with some serious silence. Gervais also called out the audience members on their complicity in the matter of Harvey Weinstein's sexual harassment while introducing Sandra Bullock as a presenter. But his "I don't care" attitude got him to sail through the night. Would audiences be ready to see Gervais back on stage for another hosting gig, even though he said it was his last? Your guess is as good as ours. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to check out all other content too, and don't forget to subscribe.